there is like a large list going on down here. It is not difficult to understand, but it's going to be, I'm going to walk over it and so you can see. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to use this, comment all of that. A lot going on there. And then I do that. I've commented that out so you can see. Save. Okay. So that happened. Wow. Not beautiful at all right now. I don't care. I think that the purpose of this was not to care about that. I think we can instead. I don't know if yeah, of course I did. I don't know if I need this reset to be on or not. I'm gonna just sorry. I don't know why they did this way. So let's say I don't know. I'll keep it as it is. It doesn't really matter anyway. So what does it do? We have font size here, and how do you know that? First off, there is the font size over there. So we know it is the font size. And I put it on one line instead of multiple lines because utilities are usually put in one line because it's only one property that we use on it. And it's a class selector. How do I know that? Well, it's a dot before. You see there's a period just there. So we start each class with a period, and then the class. You do not type the period out here, but you type it in the CSS. So this is just saying whatever going to come just after is going to be a class. And we start here with FS. FS, what could that signify? It signifies font size, so it's going to be easy for me to know that I'm talking about font size. And then I'm using something that is quite familiar to most of you, even if you don't know so yet. Have you shopped clothes? If you have, I think you probably just bing, now understood what I meant. Does this, for some reason, sounds familiar? XXL, which means very large, right? XL, which is like extra large, medium, small, extra small, extra small. Well, that's as much as you need to know. Now, I've understood the syntax of using this. I don't have to go in here and look anymore. I can be you cannot come very, very long with setting the sizes on my text by just knowing that simple thing. I can go over here to header and I can start typing fs_xxl. And I say, well, it's a bit big. Let's make it a bit smaller. So fsxl. You see? I didn't even need to go to CSS because there's a logic to how I apply it. And now you see there are two classes in here and I'm calling two of them. So there's something else going to be called over here. What is that? C secondary. I'm going to change this over to XXL again and just to prove my point and say we are using one. And then that is like a decoration. I'm decorating with this size. And then I put another decoration on it, which is the C secondary. What could that be? Let's go over. C secondary, right? It's just below here. Seems to like to be colors, which is, seems logical. We have a C in front of it. So we say C primary. What could primary mean? Well, if you have a company like Dalarna University, they have a primary color in this universe. It's Dalarna University have the prime color. This one, this hexadecimal code is the prime color. And I have the secondary color and the tertiary color. I know Dalarna University don't really have secondary and tertiary colors. They have like a lot of secondary colors. Most of them are used interchangeably, but in this case, it serves the purpose to show you that there's many times you have a primary, secondary, and tertiary color in a company. So you maybe put it out here, and then there's C black and there's C white. Now In this case, black is just simple black, so white is simple white, but many other times I can say that white is not really white. Like the company asks for some kind of eggshell white, some kind of off-white, vanilla white, or something like that, smoky white. Black, many times it's not really black. It's more like a darkish blue or something like that they want to use. And that's perfectly okay. But when I'm calling it, I want to talk about it as if it were black, because I'm going to use it on my fonts. I'm going to use it as if it were the blackest thing. There's like nothing really black on a page. The darkest thing is going to be a very, very dark blue. So that could be the case. In this case, it's not. It is black, it is white, it is as black as it could be and as white as it could be. Perfect. So C secondary, what is it? It's the color. So let's go ahead and just change that to see what I mean. I want it to be C tertiary. There you go. So we go. It changed to blue. Perfect. That is exactly what I expected it to do, because C tertiary is the blue color. So now if I work with a company and I know primary, secondary, and tertiary color, which I probably would if I worked with a company or for a customer, this would be easy for me. I don't have to remember the color. I could just remember I'm going to use primary color in these and secondary colors in these and tertiary color in these, and I can easily change them up and, have a really good, time just working from the HTML, not having to go over to CSS and write new code, because everything is already rewritten. I can reuse this everywhere. The next time I'm coming to a new company, they have a different color, a primary color, and different secondary color, tertiary color. I need to change that like there, and there, and then I'm done. And then I can reuse those everywhere. You see, reusability is like, it's so obvious in this case. And if I suddenly get some, customer telling me, oh, you need this secondary thing on the navigation as well. Please, could you put them in the navigation as well? And I say, okay, I'll go there, and I put it there. And now suddenly you can see I have like one that is C secondary. Simple enough. You see the value of utilities? Let's look at another one. What's going on down here? BGC primary. Well, could that be background color? Could it be? I at least read that. And how do I come up with BGC? Well, background color. These are the three words that they are actually built on. So BGC. Why did I not say BC? Well, I don't know. I don't want to say back. And I think really it's built on two words in a way, even though background is one word. But many times in the industry, I've only heard BG, you see? BG is background. Basically, everyone says, oh, go to the BG, change the BG. So it's become a habit to use. And I believe most people are thinking background like just two words or something like that. And now I have PT, whoa, PR, PB, PL, which is like padding top, padding right, padding bottom, padding left. And then we have the same here. Of course, it would have been better if I could like put the block values in block start, block end, inline start, inline end, and so on and so forth, but I haven't. So this is just a simple syntax. And you can see it bears the very close resemblance to these, which is like going XXL and to XS. So you can see the different sizes of padding. Now I can really use, padding very easily. If I find padding to be too small somewhere, I can just change it up a size, or if it's too large, change it down a size. If I don't want it, I can remove it. So these are the things I can do so easily now, since I've understood the syntax. Oh, okay, margin. Is that any difference? No, it's not, because as long as I know XXL is the largest one, I can understand going up and going down. So suddenly I only need to know MT, which is kind of logical, because if you understood MT, you'll understand MR. If you MB, ML. is easy to transgress because you understand top, right, bottom, left. It's the same for as padding. Suddenly, if you just crack the code of understanding these, acronyms, which is placed on the classes, you're suddenly have like so many tools you can work from without even going into the CSS. Whenever you're going to reuse this, you're going to just type it in the HTML and see the changes happening, and you're like happy there's there. I can even throw another one in, which is just not going to be making any sense looking at this. But if you really think about it, if I said MX, what would that mean? MX instead of saying ML. Wait, maybe if I had written code afterwards, which looked like this. So we'll do that. Oh gosh, I think I double clicked something without knowing. Here you go. If I did that, and then I would going, X, and then I'm started doing the left, I'm saying inline. Cool. So now I'm margin inline, which really says left and right. X, what is X then? Yeah, it's the X value. So it's like, if you look at directions, you have the X is the flat direction, which is going from left to right. The horizontal one and the vertical one is called Y. So if I want to really change this one up, then I'm talking about both top and bottom. I could go ahead and do that as well. I think I'm do this one. Y, and then go, is that an inline? Sorry. I usually remove that thing where I click on a link immediately. So I go save. Now I got a margin block, which is top and bottom. And you see? Easy. Easy peasy. You understood this perfectly, right? Y is the Y direction. X is the X direction. M is the left. B, bottom. R, right. T, top. And if you were to be asked to put these in without going in and checking the styles, it wouldn't be too difficult to learn. And that, my dears, are really the value of utility functions. You can easily do a lot of things. There's going to be like a lot of classes, like in this case, as you can see, like 1, 2, 3, 4 classes in there. But having a lot of classes and working quickly like that, you can, make changes quickly. So that's utilities functions for you. And there is like a framework out there working with utilities functions. There are a lot of them, but one of them is like really large and famous one is called Tailwind.css. They are like the largest one working with utility functions today. It might have changed when you see this recording, but I don't think so. I think it's really just going to take up more space. So what's going on here then? Main navigation. Well, let's create a component in our next video.